Hello everybody to another exciting edition of Transformers Reviews. And today guys, I am super excited to bring you my all-time favorite character of Beast Wars. Maybe not in my favorite form of his, but my favorite character nonetheless, Optimus Primal. And you know what, this is the LG02 version. And so he has some really sweet looking packaging. I mean, you look in there and let's just take a look at the box real quick. You got a nice little shot there and showing you some, placement shots, and has some really sweet little artwork faded into the background. And awesome artwork on the side. I love that. Now, the one thing this Optimus has over other previous incarnations of this mold is that he actually has a remolded head in robot mode and in beast mode to more closely resemble the show. And not that you can just see it ultra clear, but see, he actually has a mouth this time, robot mode, and his gorilla head is not so ridiculous. So anyway, let's take this guy out of the packaging and see how really awesome he is. So here we have Optimus in his beast mode. And like I mentioned before, one of the outstanding features of this mold is the brand new face that they gave Optimus. The detailing in the eyes and everything is really impressive. Now, the Universe version that I have is actually the same mold as it originally came out as. So, newer version, original version, just with the Universe paint job. And you can see, it's just, I mean, the face is really ridiculous for this. But overall, I mean, nothing else in beast mode has changed. You just still have this lever on your back, on his back, which I'll show you later on. Anyway, but overall, outstanding beast mode. Looks really good, really show accurate. I'm definitely pleased with it. So, and if you're wanting a size comparison, here he is with the Beast Machines recolor of Megatron. And I just love the dynamic of these. I mean, you'd have to kind of be ignorant to miss out on the King Kong reference there. I mean, I think the designers had some humor when they chose this. But overall, I mean, he stacks up well to this class of Megatron. And overall, I mean, they look good together. I wish I had the original color as opposed to this blue and red version, but whatever. Anyway, I mean, they don't look bad. I mean, they look cool. So, anyway, I'm just kind of geeking out here. Anyway, and if you're wanting a size comparison with a modern day figure, here he is with Age of Extinction Optimus. So, in Optimus, he is a little bit compact in vehicle mode. But anyway, aside from that, let's see what he looks like in robot mode. And here's Optimus in his robot mode, wielding his infamous two swords. And I have to say that the one thing I really love about this, like I've already mentioned, is the amazingly accurate head sculpt. In the show, he had these four kind of antenna sort of things, and then just the overall look at the face.
Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning.
Has it? No. Anyway. And then just the excellent coloration of it and everything is amazing. Now, if you were to compare it to the original figure, if we take a look at that here, you can see that it's got the faceplate and it's more reminiscent of Optimus Prime than it is of Optimus Primal. Now, to be fair, Optimus did have a faceplate that he used in the show during combat situations and like. Now, the other thing is with this being a original version of the mold, you can see that the chest piece here, it vaguely resembles the one in the show, whereas the new one is dead ringer for it. They did a really good job in the remolding of this. Now, Optimus is sort of a walking armory, and either version of this mold, you're going to find these in there, is located in the right forearm of either Optimus is a mace. And so for this Optimus, you've kind of got this gray one with this blue handle. And on either Optimus, you'll see these switches. Well, the switches in beast mode, what I didn't show you is in a certain position, they will allow Optimus to beat his chest like a gorilla. Well, in robot mode, when you flip the switches to the other position, it enables him to have a swinging motion. And it's primarily meant for this mace more than anything. And the little lever here is on his back. And I'm not going to demonstrate it to you, but because it rarely works the way it's supposed to. The gears in either one of these have never worked quite properly, and it's kind of a pain to get his arms because you have to get them in just the right position for it to work right. So I really don't even use that feature most of the time. You can move the arms whichever way you want, and you'll hear like the gears kind of clicking and stuff, but it's not going to damage them for a feature that doesn't work all that well in the first place. So I'm not too concerned about it. Now this original version of the mold, they're keeping very true. The one difference you'll notice is on the Universe version, they tamographed a Autobot symbol, and I think it would have been cool to have a Maximal one here, but you know, he didn't have one in the show there, so it didn't really matter. So in line with being more show accurate, if you notice here on his backside, he has a lever, and what that will do is it will actually flip forward the missile launchers that he had in the show. And it comes with 2 missiles, like this, for that. But also you have 2 extra missiles, which you can either use here or in the next feature I'm going to show you. But basically they just kind of store back here behind his head. So again, they went even a step further. And right here on Optimus, you'll notice that he has this little lever. So you hit that, and he's got this arm cannon. Now, while it's not like the one in the show, it's not really that big of an issue. I mean, at least they put it in here. I think it would have been cool to have one over here in the arm, but like I said, over here is the storage of usually where the mace would sit, but since we already have it, you can see it's just empty. So, anyway, and then those 2 missiles match the ones that go up here, and you can put them in the cannon and stuff. And all the cannons fire pretty decent on Optimus. So one of the really cool things that you can do for storage was you can actually, if you press this button to release the rockets on his shoulders, without it catching on your finger, you can actually see his swords will store here in his back. And on the original Universe instructions I received, they showed that being where you put them during beast mode. And so, anyway, I just wanted to show you that. So final thoughts on Optimus. Really, I give my recommendation, honestly. This figure is I mean, he's really solidly built. I mean, whenever they designed this, I mean, they did a good job. I mean, you know, if you've had any other version of this mold, you know they can take a beating. Now, you wouldn't necessarily want to do this just because, I mean, it could probably take the beating, but, I mean, this is meant probably more for adults who collect Transformers. I mean, overall, just the overall accuracy of it is really appealing. If you like Beast Wars, then definitely I would give my recommendation, but a little bit of warning. He ran about $60 on Big Bad Toy Store. So, I mean, it's whatever, you know, if you feel comfortable with that, then no problem, but I can understand if not. It just depends how bad you want it and if you can afford it. So anyway, overall, I do give my recommendation for Optimus. And anyway, this has been another episode of Transformers Reviews. Stay tuned for more to come.